It's Wednesday night and you're tuned into News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Here's what we're following tonight. A Belize City mechanic, Andrew Kerr, survives a terrifying attempt on his life after being caught in a hail of bullets. Up north in Corazal, a routine traffic stop in Paraíso village spirals out of control. Police officers and a family clash in a chaotic confrontation. Meanwhile, heartbreak near Biscayne village. A father and son lose their lives in a tragic road accident, leaving the Rayburn Ridge community in mourning. Also tonight, a Freedom of Information request lands on the desk of Home Affairs Minister Karim Musa. We're still waiting to see the contract for government advisor Aaron Guzman. And in a strange twist, thieves make off with $18,000 worth of aluminum pipes from the newly built Hullover Bridge. Yes, you heard that right. We've got all these stories and more coming your way in just 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere. News 5 starts now.
Belmopan, the Garden City. After 50 years of serving you the most healthy and delicious poultry products in Belize, it's time to celebrate with a grand motorcade on July 12th, starting at 10 a.m. from our Quality Poultry Products Belmopan branch. Along the motorcade route, there will be music, giveaways, and fun for the whole family all along the route. Starting at our Belmopan branch down Hummingbird Highway, into Ramirez Street, Las Flores, then Hummingbird Drive. Then through Hummingbird Avenue, then taking Libertad Avenue to the Ring Road, Price Center Road leading to San Martin Avenue, left by Parque Las Americas towards Guatemala Street to Cemetery Road, Salvapan. Moving towards the North Ring Road, passing by the Mexican Embassy. We take the roundabout and going around South Ring Road, heading towards Forest Drive and finally to our Quality Poultry Products Belmopan branch. Come and celebrate with us. Quality Poultry Products, celebrating 50 years of service to Belize.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Welcome back. Terrifying moments unfolded at Grace Primary School in Belize City this morning, where upper school students were attending summer classes. Dozens of shots rang out just outside their classroom, forcing both students and teachers to scramble for cover. In the chaos, 31-year-old Andre Kerr was found injured inside his vehicle and rushed to the hospital. The school quickly suspended classes for the day as the community grappled with the shock. News 5's Paul Lopez was on the scene shortly after the incident and brings us this report.
This morning, chaos erupted just steps away from Grace Primary School on Farbers Road Extension as more than 20 gunshots shattered the calm. What unfolded was a chilling reminder of the escalating gang tensions gripping parts of Belize City, a near-fatal attack that left students, teachers, and residents shaken.
Summer classes were in session at Grace Primary School this morning when shots rang out just a few feet away. In the aftermath, a Belize City resident laid injured inside his vehicle while students were left traumatized.
Kind of scary to know we have our kids coming to this school and something like this to happen in front of a school like this, man, you know, these guys have to hold it down. When this really upset me because this area, you know, there's a lot of kids, man, and These guys have to watch what they're doing. Anybody could have been in this crossfire here. It's just a random shooting and a lot of shots. Look how much shell on the ground there the policeman looking at.
The student's grandfather also witnessed parts of the shooting incident as it unfolded.
This morning I came and I brought my granddaughter to school now, and on my way back as I went over there by the Chinese, I heard a monk of shot like a machine gun. And when I looked back, I saw this brown car run underneath that bus. So immediately I spin around and I came back, and when I came here, man, like 2 or 3 guys are here full of blood now, and
Inside of the vehicle?
Inside the vehicle, yeah, and a motorcycle take off up the Farbers Road with speed. Wow. I guess that was the gunman, no? Well, when I heard the shot and I spin around and I see the vicinity of where the car ran under the bus, I already know that my granddaughter was already in class. But yet still I came back to see what happened because bullets now have no name and they could be flying all around over the place, and that kind of gun that these guys shooting. Man, I worried about my granddaughter. Immediately I came back to see what was going on.
Witnesses near Grace Primary School said the gunfire sounded like a truck using jake brakes. They saw 2 men speeding away on a motorcycle. The car Andrew Kerr was in was riddled with bullet holes in the windshield and driver's window. After being shot in the eye, shoulder, and arm, Kerr crashed into the back of a city bus. Police found at least 22 shell casings at the scene and are still piecing together what happened.
Kerr was subsequently transported to the hospital and he is admitted in a stable condition. I want to also add that the scene was processed and we have retrieved several expended shell casings. The motorcycle used in the shooting was also recovered, and we're looking for 2 persons of interest. I also want to add that the shooting appeared to be a targeted attack, and we are pursuing all leads to apprehend the suspect.
It's overwhelming, you know, and I think lack of parenting is one of the big issues in this country, you know, because if you can see, it's only the youth that is committing these crimes. You know, see nobody over 30 years, 40 years shooting this gun. Lone youths, and I guess the youths of today, they get away from their parents. In the days when our parents does deal with we, that different thing now than the parents of today. I even see that here at school, the kids, they have problem with the teacher. Instead of the parents, they come and reason with the teacher. They come with an attitude like they want to beat the teacher. We have to set examples for the youths. If we don't do that, we go forever have this kind of problem in this country.
The grandfather contends that there is a need for greater police presence in the area.
My officers, them are working around the clock. We have increased visibility in all those hot areas, hot spots. We are also monitoring the situation on the ground, and we are conducting targeted operations, especially in those areas of concerns. We have also increased the police visibility within the perimeters of all those areas of interest.
Authorities are asking those with information that can assist in their investigation to come forward. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
This morning's attempt on Andre Kerr's life marks the 4th attempted murder in Belize City since last Friday, a troubling sign that gang violence is on the rise. So what is the Belize Police Department doing to stop the bloodshed? Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado weighs in on the growing concern and the department's response.
Well, any spike in violence is a concern to the police department, and where our investigators are working around the clock, meticulously trying to collect evidential material to identify and bring those individuals to justice. I am confident that we will have an arrest or 2 very shortly.
The Belize Police Department is once again under fire, this time in Corazal. A shocking video is making the rounds, showing what appears to be a full-blown brawl between police officers and civilians. In the footage, several individuals, including a woman, are seen being struck repeatedly with what looks like police batons. It all started with a routine traffic stop. A man riding a motorcycle without a taillight refused to pull over, leading officers straight to his family's home. But what should have been a simple stop quickly spiraled into chaos. Family members allegedly fought back with pint bottles, sticks, and even a metal bar, leaving several officers injured. Now multiple people are facing serious charges, and the investigation is far from over.
police officers attached to Corazal police formation were escorting a complainant to the police station when their attention was drawn to a male person who was driving a motorcycle with no headlights illuminated, and the male person was also not wearing a helmet. Police sought to stop the individual. However, he refused to stop. Police then followed the individual to an area, and upon detaining him and seeking to leave the location, a group of individuals, some of whom were armed with battles, surrounded the police mobile, thereby preventing the police from leaving. The police officers then requested assistance from the quick response team, who arrived at the location approximately 10 minutes later, at which time the group of individuals who were relative of the person who were detained were still preventing the police from leaving. The situation quickly escalated, where several individuals were injured, including 4 police officers. We have launched both a criminal and a disciplinary investigation into the matter. The video that was shown to me, I can see that one of the behavior that I have seen from one of the police officers, at least one of the officers, is inconsistent with the standard expected from our police officers. But the department, I must add, has a zero tolerance approach to police brutality. And hence the reason we have instituted both a criminal and a disciplinary investigation to ascertain what exactly transpired. I recognize the incident that have been happening, and I want to reaffirm our commitment to the principle of community policing, and I want to reaffirm the community that we are taking decisive action to deal with these incidents whenever it arises, and we are dealing with it as quickly and as thoroughly as possible.
The investigation into the death of 19-year-old Kevin DePaz has officially concluded. You'll recall DePaz lost his life during a violent street brawl in Kikocker on June 30th, a confrontation that involved 2 off-duty police officers. He was stabbed multiple times and later died from his injuries. Surveillance footage shows the officers stepping in after a man was knocked unconscious by DePaz's group. In total, 5 people were stabbed, and the officers claimed they acted in self-defense. Today, we asked the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Richard Rosado, for an update on the findings.
Reference that incident, the file has been completed and has been compiled, and it has been forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecution, and we await her directive.
Family loses father and son in head-on traffic collision. More when we return.
Basketball time again. It's gonna be the PG Panthers versus the San Pedro Tiger Sharks. Why they got 9 life, no? But the Sharks will cut that off. This one, I don't want to miss. It's all going down inside the Billy Civic Center this Thursday, July 5th. Gates open at 7 p.m. and game starts at 9 p.m. Bring on the entire family in the BPBL. The San Pedro Tiger Sharks face off PG Panthers inside the Billy Civic Center. Doors open at 7 p.m. and game starts at 9 p.m. After party at Shishad. Sponsors include.
You don't know what the hottest league. You can see it. BPBL.
that just don't last, appliances that just can't keep up? It's time for a change. GE Appliances delivers reliability, innovation, and performance you can trust. The decision is easy. Don't settle for less. Choose quality, choose reliability, choose GE. Paid for by homeowners who demand better appliances.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family, as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corazal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
A father and son, Josue and Felipe Solis, lost their lives in a tragic road traffic accident that has left their loved ones and neighbors in shock. The two were heading home after a long day's work when their motorcycle collided with an oncoming truck. Tonight, the Rayburn Ridge community mourns not just the loss of two lives, but the deep void left behind. News 5's Brittany Gordon has a full story.
Just days after a string of deadly road accidents shook the nation, tragedy has struck again, this time claiming the lives of a father and son from Rayburn Ridge. 34-year-old Josue Solis and his 18-year-old son Felipe were just minutes from home when their motorcycle collided with a truck on the highway. The truck driver says he was swerving to avoid potholes when the crash happened. Tonight, the Solis family is left heartbroken, and a community is once again mourning the lives lost too soon.
Josue was on the pavement, and Felipe was on the side, on the grass, right? The truck was over the other side, close to the post. I called the emergency number, and when I called the emergency number, they give me the news. The police tell me that they already passed. Two of them had already passed. So I was ready,
Josue, his wife, and their 3 children were known as kind, hardworking neighbors, people who brought warmth to those around them. Tonight, their absence is painfully real. One neighbor, Asher Fard, shared that he still finds it hard to believe he'll no longer hear the family greetings from Josue and Felipe that once brightened his days.
I know that people let's say over 10 years, they are the best neighbor you could ever have. The guy well respectful, the wife well respectful, the kids are well respectful. They pass, so they always be there the time of the day. No dispute, you never hear the people, no quarrel, nothing. They're so good, they're like angels who walk on the earth, as I tell you. So respectful. I admire the way how I say the guy, grow up their kids and things with respect and things. They always pass and always be there the time of the day. A very cool person, very humble person. Anytime he passes, I always say, yes, Mr. Asha. I say, yeah, big man,
Felipe had recently graduated from St. John's College and had plans to pursue higher education. Until then, he had been working with his father, but now both lives have been tragically cut short. What was meant to be a season of new beginnings has turned into a time of unimaginable loss. As Josue's brother-in-law, Juan Mejia, puts it, this is a heartbreak that's rippling through everyone who knew them.
It's a huge loss because he's a dad. You have two daughters, and a wife. So he was the wind provider, so it's a big loss. He have my wife is the third sister to the family. He have family, other sisters, brothers in Honduras. Yeah, it's a huge loss because of the life of the young boy. He just graduated, and he went now, so it's a huge loss for the family. Yes.
The Solis family is not alone in their grief. Here's more from Fard.
Pool bedroom, his son, lovely brother, lovely boy. You know, that was great loss. That was great loss for this village right here, because up here we are like a small community, right? But all of we know each other. Everybody interact with each other. Everybody know each other. That was great loss. We feel it. I tell you, it really hurt, right?
Police are still investigating the incident, but the Solis family is calling for accountability and hopes that more can be done to protect future riders and drivers on Belize's roads.
The main problem in our country, we have these small roads. This is one lane. If you go to other countries, you notice that this is one lane. So we will forever be having this problem if the governments do not fix it. For sure, it's the roads. The roads are too small in our country.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Tonight, a 21-year-old man from Belize City is behind bars at the Belize Central Prison following a disturbing allegation that has shocked the St. Martin de Porres community. Antoine Petillo, a bodyworks technician of Jasmine Street, was arraigned this morning on a single charge of rape. The charge stems from an incident that allegedly took place early Saturday morning when a woman claimed that she was forced to have sex inside a parked car near Newtown Barracks after leaving a nightclub. Petillo appeared unrepresented before Magistrate Ludlow Black and was denied bail due to the seriousness of the offense. He's been remanded until September 2nd as police continue their investigation. Tonight, 5 young men, including 3 minors, have learned their fate in a case that sparked national outrage. It all stems from a disturbing viral video showing a group of teens brutally attacking a horse with machetes. The footage shocked the country, and today the courtroom was packed as sentencing was handed down. The senior magistrate described the act as unprovoked attack on a helpless animal. While the 3 minors received a 1-year suspended sentence, one 16-year-old was ordered to complete a series of strict conditions, including community service, counseling, and anger management. The 2 adults, both 19, were fined. The court heard emotional pleas from family members who described the boys as lifelong animal lovers, a stark contrast to the violence captured on video. Last night, we told you about our visit to the Ministry of Public Service in Belmopan to hand-deliver a Freedom of Information request. But that wasn't our only stop. While in Belmopan, we also made our way to the Ministry of Home Affairs headquarters on Constitution Drive. Why? Because we're still waiting on a promise made by Minister Karim Musa, a promise to provide a copy of the contract for retired police officer Aaron Guzman, who's now serving as an advisor to the ministry. Guzman reportedly earns a $70,000 annual salary and has been assigned a government vehicle. But the exact terms of that contract, still a mystery. And the specifications of that vehicle, also unknown. Let's be clear, this isn't about Aaron Guzman. It's about transparency. It's about accountability. And it's about your right to know how public funds are being spent. Paul Lopez has the following story.
He's a familiar name in law enforcement circles, Aaron Guzman, the former Deputy Commissioner of Police, who retired just last year after a long and distinguished career. There's no doubt he got the experience, but tonight we're asking, why was he brought out of retirement? The Ministry of Home Affairs has hired Guzman as an advisor, reportedly with a $70,000 annual salary and a government-issued vehicle. But what exactly is his role, and why was this appointment necessary? When first questioned about the arrangement, Minister Karim Musa said Guzman was advising the ministry's CEO, but beyond that, the details remain murky.
It's not anything new. These government contracts exist in all ministries. Obviously, the CEO comes from an administrative background, not a policing background, and so having the type of advice and counsel from somebody like a senior like Aaron Guzman has been very valuable to the ministry and valuable to the CEO in the conduct of her duties.
The minister says, hey, these kinds of contracts, They're nothing new, they exist across all ministries. But hold on, not everyone's on the same page. His own cabinet colleague, Minister of Natural Resources Corazal, is pushing back, saying his CEO doesn't have an advisor at all.
So does your CEO have a special advisor that's getting 70K annually?
No, start that, man. Don't give him any ideas. Don't give him any ideas, no.
Why would a CEO need an advisor if they're being placed in such an authoritative?
I don't know. I can't speak to that. I've never been a CEO, but what I can say is that the job of governance is much different from when I was first around 25 years ago. It's heavy lifting. It's a lot of work, but I can't speak to that.
But only a day later, we spoke with Minister Musa again, and this time he clarified that Guzman was hired as an advisor to the entire ministry, not just the CEO. He even offered to provide News 5 with the contract.
I know that the media has run with this as some sort of new scandal, but anyone can tell you, Paul and Courtney, that Mr. Guzman is not a crony of mine. This is not a crony contract. We're talking about somebody with institutional experience and knowledge. And I'll share the contract with you, Paul, because you want to see it, but it is to the ministry, not the CEO. So please stop going with that narrative.
So where's the contract Minister Musa promised to share with News 5? Despite several follow-ups, we've received nothing. On Tuesday, in the name of transparency, we filed an official Freedom of Information request. We're not just asking for the contract's terms, but also details about the vehicle given to Guzman, including what kind it is and how much it costs taxpayers, if anything.
We are here at the Ministry of Home Affairs compound in Belmopan City and Constitution Drive to deliver a Freedom of Information Act request, a FOIA request to the Minister of Home Affairs, Karim Musa. He too, we have been asking for the contract for the advisory contract for Aaron Guzman, retired Deputy Commissioner of Police, and he has committed to giving us that contract. However, it has not been forthcoming. We've sent messages and calls. Thankfully, the law affords us an avenue through FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, to make such requests to get access to documents that should be public records. And so we're going in now to deliver this, and he, like the Minister of Public Service, has 2 weeks to give us a response.
Our request was hand-delivered and we signed off on the delivery. So now the clock is ticking and hopefully we can get some answers very soon. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
After the break, $18,000 to replace stolen Hullover Bridge pipes. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer. With these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
The
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Stop wasting your time and money. Come to Publix, where every dollar counts. So why shop anywhere else? Find the freshest fruits and vegetables handpicked for your family. Need something quick and delicious? Our ready-made rotisserie chicken is hot and ready to go. And with Publix Rewards, you'll save big while shopping for everything you love and need. Publix, fresh, affordable, for you.
Serving Belizean families for 27 years.
Veracidad, imparcialidad.
Este es el término utilizado.
Hemos estado haciendo el trabajo como organización.
Y tus noticias en español.
Están en aguas beliceñas, entonces esta bandera se queda aquí.
Sintoniza Canal 5 cada viernes a las 7 de la noche.
Tenemos que resolver los grandes problemas de este país.
Su voz importa, su acción cuenta.
Transfusión sanguínea, elementos que indican un deterioro evidente del estado de salud.
Somos Noticiero 5 semanal.
Perdió la vida en un heroico intento de proteger a su hermano. El Tribunal de Magistrados de la ciudad de Belice se paralizó. La policía está investigando 2 asesinatos separados.
Tu fuente de información.
We have exciting news for you. RFNG Life Insurance is now officially in your town. Now, you can visit our office to pay your life insurance premiums or speak to our dedicated agent, Mayeli, about securing your future with the right coverage.
Hi, my name is Mayeli Hoy, your designated agent here at RFNG Life in the Cayo District. I'm here to help you explore your options, answer your questions, and find the perfect policy for you and your loved one.
Whether you're looking for life insurance, critical illness coverage, or future saving plans, we've got you covered. Take the first step towards securing a stable and prosperous financial future for you and your family. RFNG Life Insurance, now in Cayo. And don't miss our upcoming health fair on July 19, 2025, happening at the Cayo Welcome Center from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come on out and learn more about how we can support your journey to a healthier and more secure future.
Now to a bizarre and frustrating situation unfolding at one of the country's newest infrastructure projects. Just months after the grand opening of the $30 million Hullover Bridge, parts of it are already going missing, literally. The Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing confirmed today that aluminum piping has been stolen from the bridge, leaving officials stunned and disappointed. The government says this kind of vandalism not only damages public property, but disrespects a major national investment. We spoke with Chief Engineer Evondale Moody, who shared more on this troubling incident.
We found out that a section of the aluminum bullet rail that is basically on top of the Jersey barrier that separates the carriageway from the pedestrian footpath. We observed that approximately 30 meters of that rail was removed, and it was basically saw cut because that was the only way that they could have removed it. And so we just wanted to reach out to the public so that they could be aware of the defacing of the infrastructure, which is a key asset for the government of Belize and also for the MIDH. And we believe that we need the public's assistance so that they could inform us when these things are occurring, if they see it, because there's no way that we could oversee and monitor all our assets 24 hours a day. So what we would have to do is well a new section in between, because the rail itself is a continuous rail all the way across the bridge structure. And it's also in an attachment whereby it's stringed through a hole itself on the bridge. And so there was no other else way for you to steal it but to cut it. And so yes, it can be repaired. However, something like that has will cost us approximately $18,000 to replace, because when we built the bridge, the rate for that rail was $600 per meter. A meter is only 3 feet, 3.28 feet to be exact. And so to replace that entire section, we will have to spend to replace it.
First, it was aluminum pipes being stolen. Now we've discovered something even more alarming. Several nuts and bolts from the bridge's handrails have either been loosened or removed entirely. And get this, they weren't cut or broken. They were simply unscrewed. Earlier today, we visited the bridge and spoke with Chief Engineer Evandale Moody, who explained why the bolts weren't welded in place and what role they play in the bridge's safety. He also shared more on the damage being caused by reckless drivers along the coastal highway. The Ministry of Infrastructure is urging the public to stop damaging these vital national assets. But is anyone listening?
Those are tightened with screws. And so you have the screws coming out of the Jersey barrier, and then you have an anchor that will support the horizontal rail that is there. Those anchors are still in place. Those have not been removed. It is the horizontal bar that has been removed from the bridge itself. Those are not welded, those are just bolted in place in the event that we have to replace the entire section. So those remain as is. But if you can see, if those are loose, then more than likely they were trying to loose those first, and so they decided to cut the horizontal bar. So those are not welded in place. Those are bolted in place.
Okay, so what purpose do they serve if they can, they can be taken out so easily?
It's basically a handrail for the pedestrians. So it segregates the Jersey barrier is for the vehicular traffic. If they hit that, that will deflect them from getting into the pedestrian footpath. However, on top of that Jersey barrier is a handrail, and that is a handrail that is used for the pedestrians. The coastal highway has only been open, I think, just over a year and a half now, going on 2 years. And over 4 kilometers of guardrail has been damaged. I can share some photos with you to highlight that. The 4 kilometers, that is basically 4,000 meters. Each meter of guardrail costs us $300 per meter. Again, a meter is 3.28 feet. So that's over 12,000 feet of guardrail. It's happening at many different locations because of reckless driving. However, the positive thing about it is that the guardrail is serving its purpose, because it is deflecting the vehicles from going off the road. And no one has died, as far as I'm aware. And so they crash into the barrier, and the barrier works because it deflects you back onto the road, which is the purpose of the barrier. However, most of these incidents that are occurring is because of drunk driving or reckless driving. And that is something that we definitely have to clamp down on, but that is not under our mandate to do that. But we have to protect our assets because we're the one that has to replace it.
Well, we're just about a month into the hurricane season, and already Mother Nature is making her presence felt. In northern Belize, heavy rains have caused significant flooding, turning major roads into rivers and leaving some communities temporarily cut off. The Ministry of Infrastructure Development was quick to respond, sending out teams to assess the damage and carry out urgent repairs. But with months of stormy weather still ahead, the big question now is, how prepared are we for what's to come? And what's being done to protect our highways, especially in flood-prone areas? We spoke with Chief Engineer Evandale Moody to get some answers.
To be honest, the ministry has begun its preparation for every hurricane season from January. And so at the beginning of each year, I meet with the technical staff of the ministry. We assess where we are in terms of all the road infrastructure. We also assess what we need to put in place in terms of materials, culverts, and so forth, to be on standby in the event we have flood events or if we have any major storms. And so we have been on top of things as best as we can as a ministry. In respect to the works up north, we had some minor damages in San Jose where the road shoulders were eroded in 2 sections. However, because of our preparation, our team has already mobilized and have completed about 70% of those works. We mobilized early last week to replace the shoulders that were undermined by the floodwaters. And we also installed new erosion protection measures on the road shoulders to prevent that incident from occurring again. It's difficult for us to say or task where these events will happen because we don't know where the excessive rainfall will occur. However, from what I've seen, the time of concentration for rainfall over the Orange Walk district was very intense. And so that led to the inundation of those sections of the road. However, for the most part, the road held up.
Big changes are happening on Independence Hill. The iconic National Assembly building is getting a major facelift, and according to the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, it's right on track to be completed by September. But this isn't just a touch-up. The entire building has been gutted and rebuilt from the inside out. We're talking about a brand new roof with insulation, redesigned chambers and gallery, fresh interior walls, and even an elevator, something the original structure never had. It's a bold transformation, but it's also coming with a bigger price tag than originally planned. Chief Engineer at MIDH, Evondale Moody, gave us an update on the progress and what's still to come.
Basically, we have invested a lot in that structure. The cumulative costs at this point in time, we are estimating at $5.6 million. We've gone above what was originally estimated, honestly. But once we got into the building, we found out that there was a lot of things that needs to get done for us to make the building functional. And I think that is the aim of the MIDH, to make it as functional as we can based on what we have available.
So there were things done that weren't initially considered?
Yes, there's a lot of things done. We have a new elevator system in place that just arrived in the country this week. So we're hoping to get that up to Belmopan hopefully within another week or so. So we've taken into consideration the Disability Act as well to make sure that we make the building accessible to those that have disability. The exterior of the building, we have tried our best to maintain the original structure. However, the existing structure, because it has been there for so long, has some defects where we had reinforcement that were exposed, so we had to plaster some of those areas. We were also tasked with pressure washing the building, but that created some issues because of the porosity of the blocks. It showed that it had like some holes on them, and so we had to find a mechanism to seal that. So we have to seal the entire building now, just in an effort to try and maintain that original look of the building.
When we return, NTUCB backs UBFSU's call for 9% salary increase.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Coming up, get ready because it's crop over time. A friendship contribution to children with cancer, making a difference for those with special needs. African culture expressed through fashion, and another reward for a job well done. It's all next on this station.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corazal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Tensions continue to simmer in Pomona Village, where a land dispute has sparked heated accusations and divided opinions. Over the past few nights, we've brought you reports of villagers pointing fingers at Stan Creek West Area Representative Rodwell Ferguson, his son, and his nephew, Aaron Ferguson, accusing them of aggressive confrontations. But in a follow-up to Tuesday night's story, Aaron Ferguson is speaking out, firmly denying any involvement in the alleged incidents. We want to note that these claims remain unverified, and we apologize for any harm caused to Ferguson's reputation. Still, this is a developing story, and News 5 will continue to keep a close eye on the situation in Pomona and the Rodville developments. After being rained out in June, the National Trade Union Congress of Belize is back on track with its much-anticipated march and rally, now set for this Saturday in Belize City. NTUCB President Ella Waite is once again calling on union members and workers from across the country to show up and stand strong. The message? Delayed but not denied. Here's what she had to say about the movement and why your voice matters.
We are surrounding our march and rally around 4 national themes, which includes good governance, respect for unions, democracy now, and systematic change. One of the key national themes is good governance. We would like the public to understand that all these themes are very important to workers of this country, and they should be as important to every citizen of this country. Whenever unions negotiate for salary adjustments or better benefits for workers, we have to ensure that Belize and our government are practicing good governance. We're asking that all workers, citizens, young people, and even retirees join our rally on Saturday, join our march on Saturday. We're asking union members to wear their union colors, to bring out their banners and their flags, because that is how we will be made. We'll make our point to the employers of this country. We mean business, and we demand the respect. We demand the respect that we deserve. We're sending out a special invitation to those workers who work in the BPOs and these call centers to join us on Saturday. We hear their call. We hear their call that they want to be organized, that they want fair representation. They want to be appreciated for the work they do. But we need to see them. We need to see them out there, and we're asking them to wear white so that we can say we see you, and we will make sure that we get you organized. We'll do our best to ensure that we protect your rights as workers, because you are important to the economy of this country.
The NTUCB will also be conducting a youth recruitment drive on Saturday through its youth arm, headed by Ashley Longford. The National Trade Union Congress of Belize is throwing its support behind the University of Belize Faculty and Staff Union as the call for a long overdue salary increase grows louder. UBFSU says its members haven't seen a raise in over a decade, and that's making it hard to keep and attract quality lecturers. NTUCB President Ella Wade says it's time those educators are fairly compensated for the work they do.
I have been checking my email constantly, and I have not seen a response from any of the parties that they invited. But we're hoping that soon there will be a meeting soon. We're hoping to meet very soon, because this matter is very important. There is no way we would want to see that they have an impasse at the university and it leads to some kind of serious industrial action. That is not what we want to be the result of this. We want to see that the university and the union get around the table and start to seriously dialogue in how our members there can get their salary adjustment. Having the lecturers that teach our young people that this country matters and that workers matters, not getting a salary adjustment for over 10 years is not logical. It's not fair. It is not feasible. We are, according to the acting president, we're having a brain drain at the university. What will happen when we have no one who wants to stay at the university? Where will we send our young people? We can't send them to the private institutions. From the fact that we call it our national university, I think everyone should be concerned and everyone should want to assist in ensure that we retain these lecturers, because they are very good lecturers, and that we retain the national university, the standard that it should be, and elevate it to be even a better university. And that can only be done if we have our lecturers fully compensated for the work that they do.
But the big question now is, will the Minister of Education agree to meet with the union this Thursday? We'll be watching. She built her business from the ground up. One mop, one client, one act of trust at a time. But tonight, that trust is under fire. Florina Arzu, the face behind Flo's Pristine Services, is facing a crisis no small business owner ever wants to deal with. One of her employees, 26-year-old Samara Moody, is now the subject of a police investigation, accused of stealing jewelry and other valuables from a Belize City home. Moody wasn't just a stranger. She was on the job cleaning a client's bedroom under Arzu's company. And while Arzu wasn't there that day, the fallout landed squarely at her feet. Now, with a wanted poster out and clients demanding accountability, Arzu is left trying to protect the business she's worked so hard to build, while confronting the painful reality of broken trust. Here's News 5's Isani Katano with that story.
A trusted face in a home is now at the center of a police investigation. Tonight, a wanted poster is out for 26-year-old Samara Moody, a single mother of two who's accused of stealing jewelry and other valuables from a prominent Belize City household. Moody wasn't just a visitor, she was on the job working for Flows Pristine Services, a cleaning company with a client list that includes at least 15 homes and businesses.
So this particular employee was hired under Flows Pristine for roughly 6 months. The particular client that the incident happened or occurred to, we were fresh with them. We're just 2 months in with these clients. They really have had a close relationship with me, trying to let my business prosper. You know, they were all about having Belizean-owned businesses prosper, and so that was the reason why she hired me.
If you've been following our stories, you might remember Florina Arzu, a hardworking entrepreneur we featured back in July 2023. At the time, she had just launched her cleaning business, building a reputation and a livelihood through honest work and determination. Fast forward to today, Arzu's company has grown, offering both residential and commercial cleaning services. But now the very foundation of her business, trust, has been shaken. A recent incident involving one of her employees has left clients questioning what happens when that trust is broken.
Under the contract, we needed 2 persons to work, and so Samara was a part of the team for that particular home. She was assigned to that home. The particular incident occurred 2 weeks ago, the 27th, I believe, and a couple items went missing, and that raised the alarm. Since then, we have been trying to reach out to Samara, let her come in, just return the items, but to no avail. So that's when it reached public, and now we have a wanted post for her.
When you hand over your house keys, alarm codes, and access to your most private spaces, you're placing a huge amount of trust in someone. For many families, that trust is given to cleaning crews, people hired to care for the spaces we call home. Florina and her employee Samara were assigned to clean the home on a rotation basis. While she wasn't on duty that day, Samara was. And that's when personal items, including valuable jewelry, went missing.
One particular item the client has over 20 years. We've tried so many alternatives to reach out to her. She's not answering calls, but she does communicate through text. She officially blocked my business page, but she still reads messages off my personal phone number. My last text to her, my last messages to her were Sunday, and I was kind of doing a scare tactic to let her come in, but to no avail.
Since the alleged theft, the couple has grown restless. They are demanding answers and accountability, even pointing fingers at Arzu herself, saying that as the business owner, the responsibility stops with her. It's a tough moment for a woman who built her business on trust.
I've built my business from the ground up by myself, and this affects me emotionally, mentally. But I do have to say that I do have the support of clients who know me very well and vouch for me. So that's one of the things that keeps me going. And I just want to take this as an experience. I think it's a big learning lesson for my business in itself, and just trying to take proper procedures and measures on how to move forward with screening, I guess. That would be my biggest approach right now, and my focus is how to best approach screening, because my reputation lies at hand, and I don't want none of my clients to ever feel unsafe in their own space.
From pricey electronics to private documents, cleaners often come across things that require more than just a mop and broom. They require integrity, and when that trust is broken, the consequences can be deeply personal. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Kayatang.
Up next, Garifuna history comes alive at Imagination Factory.
Remember, not all light bulbs are created equal. Our lighting department offers a wide assortment of light fixtures and accessories to suit your style. So stop in today and get the right illumination for your homecation. And don't forget your B-Box when you make a purchase. Benny's, quality and savings.
Angela's Press celebrating. Please. 140 years. So come on, enjoy all the great deals. Back to school. The best quality for less. From June 16th to August 30th. Enjoy great deals you won't forget. So many years of serving the people of Belize. Yes, that's Angela's Press. Cause we going back to school. From June 16th to August 30th. Back to school. Win cash on every Tuesday. 10% off on every Tuesday. So when them ask, just tell them that we're going back to school. Win an office makeover and 1,000 cash. Back to school, scratch and win. Everybody just come in. We're back to school. It's Angela's Press anniversary. Everybody come, enjoy great deals. From June 16th to August 30th. Enjoy great deals. It's Angela's Press 140th anniversary. Come out, come in and enjoy great deals. Cause we going back to school. From June 16th to August 30th. Back to school. Come win cash every Tuesday. We back to school. 10% off on every Tuesday. So when them ask, just tell them that we're going back to school.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Electricity is evolving, and BEL is leading the way with smarter connections across Belize. Meet AMI, Advanced Metering Infrastructure. It's not just a meter, it's a smarter way to manage power. Smart meters record your energy use in real time and securely send the data to BEL. Key customer benefits include real-time insights into energy usage, improved home energy planning, integration of solar, battery, and EV technologies, and innovative customer service solutions. Get ready! AMI is coming soon to municipalities across Belize, including the Keys, to give you more control and reliability. BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corazal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Today, imagination met history at Belize City's Imagination Factory, where author and researcher Myrtle Palacio brought the Garifuna story to life in a powerful and visually striking way. Through bold graphics on genocide, forced migration, and cultural resilience, Palacio peeled back the layers of Garifuna identity, not just to educate, but to inspire. Her session based on her work, The Primer on the People Called Garifuna, challenged participants to rethink history, embrace advocacy, and celebrate the enduring legacy of the Garinagu people. Here's more on that impactful presentation.
From the painful legacy of genocide and displacement to the vibrant contributions of the Garifuna community, Myrtle Palacios' presentation didn't shy away from the hard truths. Instead, it called for action, urging participants to embrace decolonizing language and step into advocacy. The event opened with a welcome from cultural advocate Yasser Musa, setting the tone for a day of reflection, learning, and empowerment.
This is in my mind, the intellectual logic for this book. But what's incredible to me is what she wrote in the foreword 30 plus years later, her updated foreword. She says, the new and updated primer is the outcome of secondary or library research through an extensive literature review and narrative analysis.
It is a belief that there are more than one spiritual beings, our ancestors, our Aharigu. So we believe in several, innumerable ancestral spirits. That's animism. However, aspects of Christianity has entered Garifuna spirituality. We have accepted it, and a part of our spirituality, a part of our belief systems. We have assimilated it into Garifuna spiritualism.
Graphic panels told the Garifuna story in vivid visuals, all while the sound of traditional drums filled the air with pride and purpose. The event wasn't just a feast for the senses, it also honored key contributors in award ceremony, with guests including representatives from niche joining the celebration. And this is just the beginning. These striking visuals are set to tour House of Culture and libraries across Belize, bringing this vital history to communities and classrooms nationwide.
If there is one thing you wish every Belizean and every reader would truly understand about Garifuna history or identity, what would that be?
I am learning, like I mentioned the date of 1799. I would like that to resonate because that is a contribution to nation building. Another area is teaching the educators, and when the map over there where our people, our men from late 1800 were dying in villages just to teach. That was a job that they had accepted, leaving their families for months, for the whole term. And that contribution to nation building, I want us to understand that and to understand why 19th of November. Those two areas to me are very much important.
Storytelling has always been central to the Garifuna and Creole experiences, a powerful way of preserving history, identity, and resilience. From the days of enslavement to the blending of Arawak, Kalinago, and West African cultures, these stories reflect how two peoples became one. Rooted in the island of St. Vincent and the Lesser Antilles, this shared legacy is a living memory of survival, connection, and cultural fusion, inviting us all to listen, learn, and remember.
30,000 years ago, a group of Amerindians, including the Kalinagos, and Arawaks, crossed the Bering Strait from Eastern Asia and made their way from Alaska to South America at 1500 BC. The Bering Strait theory, as opposed to other theories,
we realized that what we call colonial expansionism in some books, beautiful words, and I know somebody else is going to speak about words, but it was total encroachment. It was about dispossessing a people, displacing them of their lands, divesting them of their heritage, of their culture. Genocide. The definition of genocide under the UN Convention speaks to the eradication of a people. And this was precisely what was happening.
As the event came to a close, there was a heartfelt reminder of why these stories matter. Minister of State Dolores Balderramos Garcia took a moment to reflect on the power of preserving and sharing the Garifuna narrative, calling it not just history but a vital part of who we are. Her words capped off a day filled with culture, connection, and a renewed commitment to keeping these stories alive for generations to come.
There is so much of our history, as I have said before, that we need to fill in all the gaps. And I like the idea that we have to look at our history not only from the point of view of the hunter, but also from the point of view of the hunted. So we must remember the victims of the colonial system, in addition to reading the book from a European perspective of what the history of Belize is. We must know our history from indigenous people, from people who have been victims, but from people who have contributed so much to what Belize is today.
Reporting for News 5, I am Tanya Arceo.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.